Alright, good morning guys. There's the first shot of the day you get to see here at Old Time Garage. It's a little Model A that Darren's been working on. It's coming along quite well. There's lots to do on this car. Lots of little finicky stuff, but Darren's getting it. He's doing an awesome job as usual. So he's got all the wires, he's running all the wires up inside here. Don't really know what to tell you here because it's hard to see progress on something like this. Wiring is a hard thing to film, it's a hard thing to take photos of. But anyway, you can see up underneath the hood here, he's got all his wires and he tapes everything. Like, if you see what I mean, Darren's very fussy. He'll take the group of wires that belong together, wrap some tape around them. Here's another group that he's done. And then afterwards he'll loom everything up. Everything, of course, on this kit, it tells you where everything goes every 2 inches, which a customer supplied. Good kit. Everything's coming along nice. Darren also likes to, when he does a motor, he likes to have it so if he can possibly have all the wires run down one side of the motor. He doesn't like to have them on either side of the motor. He prefers them all on one side. Then afterwards he can just loom them up. They look nice. He puts some nice holders on them and keeps them all in place. So as much as you might be looking at this car and think I haven't seen a lot changed in it since you've been working on it, trust me, a lot has been done. That's a good a couple days in there so far. 2 or 3 days of work Darren's been doing. You can see he's got all the wires hanging out for the headlights here. So he's plugging away. He's plugging away, so the Model A is still here. Once we get her all wired up, then we'll get her fired up, and then we'll take it from there. The customer says he's got a few other things he'd like us to do, so we'll just keep taking it along piece by piece, and away we go. So what else can we show you here? Well, let's go inside the shop and we'll take a look and we'll see what everyone's up to. So here we are, we're inside the shop. So what's going on inside the shop here, what everyone's been working on, is you can see the Pontiacs here. And we got the door just sitting off to the edge here. We had the door off. We assembled the whole car. As I told you, you've always got to go back and forth assembling the vehicle. Well, we had all the doors lining up perfectly in the rear gap back in here. And of course along the lower rocker panel. But then we decided we better start putting on the sheet metal in the front, and there was a little issue just on the sheet metal at the upper part of the fender and the door. So that's why we pulled the door off. We did a slight adjustment there and retouched it up with some primer, and we don't want to have any bare metal spots, of course. And that's it. So we're going to be putting that door back on it today. So the other thing that's been going on here is Dean got hold of me the other day. Let me turn this around here. He got hold of me and he said, you know, Rick, I can't get a collector plate for this car because if you guys remember, Dean's going to leave the car absolutely bone stock except it's lowered down 2 inches all the way around, and he's put a disc brake, well, I should say we've put a disc brake conversion kit on and a power steering conversion kit for him, but he's decided he's going to have to apply for the modified collector plate. For the reason is he's putting a 409, I believe, I can't remember if he said it's dual 4s or not, but he's putting a 409 in there with a 4-speed. So it's going to be a bit of a sleeper. It'll look very cool actually, a stock car, and you pop the hood and there's that big old 409. But he said I'm going to get the modified plate, so we may as well do a few changes to the car. So he wants to do some changes with the tail lights. He wanted us to weld up the letters on the holes on the hood and on the trunk lid where it said Pontiac. So we've already taken care of that, and he wants to French the headlights. But Lise, who's here, she said, why don't we put these headlight rings on, these trim rings on, or bezels, whatever you people prefer to call them. I've got tons and tons and tons of headlight bezels around here because I'm a custom car kind of builder from the 50s is what I like to do. So I gather all this stuff up the swap meet and I don't ever sell anything. And this is a perfect reason why, because you can use it for mock-up and see what's going to look good. So this is what we decided. Now of course it's just hung on there tape and it's a little crooked. But I don't know if you guys can see that, but you tell me. That's a 53 to 54 Buick which has been used on several custom treatments, but does that not look good or what? Let's get the hood latch down here, or just closed, give you a better idea. I mean, look at that. Let's get this out of here. This makes it look like it's kind of all fuckered up. There we go. There we go. So there would be the... So this way here we could lose the signals out of the grill shell. We could put the signals in there where they belong. Now there's a bit of fabrication because what's also going to lose then is if we do this, he's going to lose this crown piece up here. Now originally what Dean wanted to do was he wanted us to buy your typical 53 Ford, and you can buy these repops, and he wanted us to French those on. So he'd have the stainless ring and he'd still have the part on top. So there you go. But to me and to everybody else here, they just look kind of bug-eye-ish when you do that. Now, I'm not knocking anyone that's done it, but you tell me, do you prefer that look there? You know? Or do you prefer that look over there? Whatever you prefer is what you like. We personally prefer the Buick. So now Dean doesn't know anything about it yet. We're going to talk to him and see if he wants to do that. But I think that'd be a perfect fit. Obviously you can see the middle of the hood's a different shade of primer because we got rid of the holes for the Pontiac emblem. And of course we went around the back. After we'd done all the body work and the final work, Mr. Dean, he decides to get us to do the back one. So of course that means welding. And of course that's why we've got the paper down here, because I had to reprimer the whole trunk lid after Dave did the body work over top of my welds there where the letters should be. So that's what went on there. So that's what's going on with the Pontiac right now. We're working away on the Pontiac. It's in here for the next few weeks. And you can also see we got Jake's Monte Carlo up on the hoist. The body's ready to come off the frame, but I decided the car itself needed a bunch of rust repair up in the rear wheel wells and stuff like that. So I decided may as well take care of that while the body is still on the frame. This way here, everything's still bolted down. It's all in place. But I'll have this done today, and this car will be coming down off of, actually you can see in the wheel well there where I did the rust repair up in there. This car will be coming down off of the hoist. The body will be coming off, going on a cart, and out comes the frame, and we'll get that ripped apart. So that's what's going on there. We've also got Lise has been working away. She stripped down, if you remember last time, she stripped down Graham's cab. Well, we had the cab all blasted up here. So there it is. She stripped right down the bare metal. Just getting ready now to put the epoxy, the etch primer, the epoxy sealer primer on it. I don't know which one I'm going to be doing today. I think I'm just going to do the epoxy sealer primer today. We're going to get that put on it. And that's it. Other than that, this is a rust-free cab. The only thing we came up with, the only issues, if you can see in there very carefully, there's a few, you can see it right there. There's a few little pinholes in that one side of the floor. Other than that, 1966, no rust whatsoever. Rockers are good, cab corners are good. All of it is good. A few dents here and there, obviously. There was some body filler. A few dents, but other than that, it is just perfect. And yeah. So there we go. So there you go, guys. So hey, thanks for subscribing. And remember, oh, here comes Dave. Dave's coming in, even though we're going to do a video on Dave afterwards. But here he is. What's he got to say this morning? Oh, look, he's got new black pants on. You tell the people what it is.
Black pants.
No, I said the video's ending now.
Oh, remember, it's always a good time at old time.
Yeah.